Hi everyone, Namaste all. Welcome to ServiceNow-INDIA, like where ServiceNow becomes simple. Myself Sharat Chandra, and in today's video, we'll walk through script include in ServiceNow. By the end of this video, you will be ready to apply this in your own instance. And let's begin the video. Like script include in ServiceNow, and what is script include and how it is used and where it is used. Let's see. A script include is nothing but a server-side JavaScript class or function used to store the reusable logic. We can use this script include n number of times by configuring in a single time. Okay, and script include doesn't have any trigger condition. That's why this script include used in multiple scenarios like in the business rules or other things. And regarding the script include, it helps the code avoid duplication part. Like if you run, like if you build this script include once, and we can reuse multiple times, and it makes the avoid duplication part. And next thing regarding it ensures the consistency across the platform. Like because we use these things on both server side and client side, and it can be only server side majorly. But if you want to use the script include on the client side, we use this GlideAjax enabled option there. Okay, and where it can be used, like the script include we can use in different ways or different platforms or different topics. Like we can use the script include in the business rules. We can call a script include from business rule also. We can call the script include from the flow designer or the workflow, or we can call the script include from the background scripts we majorly use for the practice purpose. And apart from this, we can also use a script include in the scripted REST APIs where we want to call the data from towards third party applications to service now. And apart from this, we can also use it on other server side scripts, like we can go for UI actions or any other things. And apart from this, it can also be used in client state, like client callable things, and it can also be called via client scripts or UI policies. And why we use script includes majorly in ServiceNow, let's see in the three sections. Like the first thing regarding it, the major part of script include is we can reuse n number of times, and it's a centralized logic where we can use both on server side and client side. And it can be called by using the GlideAjax in the client side, and where we can use script include in the business tools or the flow designer or workflow or anything. And this maintainability nothing but if you change once, and we can use everywhere. This script include, like it can be stored in server side, but it can be used in multiple times everywhere if you change once. And along with that, the script include has some security and performance parts, like which includes the server side execution, and the ACLs will apply, and where we use this glide aggregate part there. Okay, and apart from this, we have types of script includes. Like majorly the confusion regarding these happens many times for the many candidates. Like we'll clear this doubts here. Like we have some two types of client scripts here. Like first one is client callable, second one is server side. Okay, but these are the not types of client script includes in ServiceNow. These are the options where we can be called a script include. Like we can call server side or we can call the client side. Okay, then these are not the types of script includes. These are the options that we can call a script include. Okay, but the main types of script includes are comes towards, like we can call a script include in two ways, like client callable and server side format. And the main types of script includes are on demand client script, like on demand script include, extend a existing class, along with we have something called as define a new class. Let's see with example how these are like on demand or classless, or extending an existing class, or defining a new class.